best buys for free to play. What do we think are the best buys for free to play? Go for it. Brock, you can go first this time.
All right, free to play. So we're pretty much looking at the equipment store here.
Yep.
And given that you don't start with a silver sword,
Yep.
save up for a silver sword.
Yep.
Any silver sword.
Yep.
Straight up. I can tell you which silver sword I'd prefer to be starting off with.
Yep.
But it doesn't matter in the end.
Yep.
So the cheapest two silver swords are your feline and your ursine.
Yep.
The feline helps your fast attack, increases the damage done by 50%. The ursine increases your strong attacks by 50%.
Yep.
They're interchangeable, but you're doing silver damage. Therefore, you're not having that penalty put in place by using a steel sword in a silver fight.
Yep.
Personal preference.
Yep.
Get Melteth. Save up for it. It's amazing.
Yep.
But
Or win it in a competition. Or win it in a competition.
Oh, yep. There you go. But basically, I prefer the woven silver sword.
Yep.
Just because of the benefit it conveys. Your gameplay might lean you towards one of the others.
Yep.
But
Absolutely.
get a silver sword.
Yep.
Simple as that. It doesn't matter which one.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely agree. I guess I would push for saving up for one of the next tier ones, the Wolven or the Griffin or the Manticore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that means you're going to be without a silver sword for, what did we work it out at? About 2 weeks? No, about 20 days, yeah?
Yeah.
Or a little, a little less if you get lucky.
18 days, if you're getting your 200, whatever.
If you're getting your 200.
Yeah.
Like, this game rewards patience like that, right? So, sure, jump in sooner if you want, but silver sword, absolutely agree. If it were me, I would wait for one of those second tier.
Yep. Once you've made that purchase, what do you reckon is next then, Tarax?
Look, for me, it is some bag space.
Yeah.
I think you will get frustrated without any increases pretty quickly, having to churn through things so quickly.
Yep.
How much, obviously, up to you, and how much you want to micromanage that inventory.
Yep.
But you're definitely looking at some bag space after that.
Yep.
Absolutely agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, personally, because this is where I am right now. This is like for people watching, like this is where exactly I bought my silver, got my upgraded, so now I'm working towards my next armor. Potentially previously I would have maybe got a steel sword, but I personally now think with anyone, if you're watching this before the 28th of July, 29th of July, you get a Kaer Morhen sword, steel sword, which gives you 10% XP. So you don't need a silver sword, a steel sword right now, and that's a pretty good effect for a basic steel sword that you get free of charge. So then the next step is your armors again. They're more expensive, so this one has taken me longer to get it, and I'll be the first to admit I actually don't get my 200 gold every day. I'm lazy some days. I don't get out and about some days. But to me, this is not something that I need to stress over, and I think some people get really worked up over like the gear and the need to get it. You don't need it. Like if you got the skill points, you can kill most monsters. These are nice to haves for me, so I don't sweat it too much. What do you think, Brock?
Yeah, I think I agree. I think once you've hit that point, learn how you play the game and what works for you. That will dictate what armor makes sense for you.
Yeah.
Don't rush into buying one. You can defeat things. You can still play the game without an armor. The armors will help a bit.
Yep.
But you don't need to rush into buying one. Wait and figure out. Look, I really want more XP, or I'm always running out of ingredients, or wish I had a little bit more reflect damage. So don't rush into it, but get one eventually.
Yeah. And this is where this game deviates from most RPGs. Most RPGs, when you get armor or a weapon, it conveys new stats, better benefits. Your health points go up, you do more damage, or you get a different effect. In this case, this just augments your gameplay slightly. It's not a huge deal.
Yeah.
And so if you're looking to buy an armor for the store, my advice, hold off.
Yeah.
Spend that money on a steel sword, potentially get a better steel sword.
Yeah.
Because that does a bigger effect than what most armors do.
Yeah.
I've run through some of the armors and what they do, but basically there's a free piece of armor in the game from a quest. Get that. It conveys some benefit. But in the meantime, that'll help you, at least offset the lack of benefit from the adept's armor. So it just gives you something. And then when you are in a position where you've been playing long enough, you've got, like Tarek said, a couple of extra slots of bag space. and you've got a silver sword, and maybe even a new steel sword, then start focusing on your armor. So I'd say, in terms of your needs, get a silver sword first, a couple of bag slots second, and then on par, armor and a steel sword.
Yep.
Those would be your next 2 goals.
Absolutely. As I said, free to play, no harm in it. There's again, it's a take your time kind of thing. There's absolutely no panic to get this stuff. Really, if you're stressing over it, it's more just because you want to own everything. But as you made a very good point, and I think that's sometimes lost a little bit, is that these weapons and armor convey no additional HP boosts, no additional damage boosts, other than maybe complementing a certain style of playing the game. That's essentially it. Now, if you are a whale, what are we spending our money on, gents? You have infinite money and you like spending it. What do you spend money on in this game? Like, do you immediately just buy the largest gold coin pack? Tarax, what do you think?
Look, if we assume we've got unlimited money, then absolutely.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe that's a bad example. Let's say you like to spend money on these games. You want to toss a coin to your developer, to steal a phrase. What do you think is the best value here, like in terms of like spending real money on this game?
If you can get up to it, I would say one of those sort of high tier silver swords, you may as well just go straight in at that.
Yeah.
When I've played the game, you sort of progress up through the equipment, right? Especially the swords. And if you're gonna spend money on the game and you really want to, then jump in with Meltith or Abath straight away.
Yeah.
Abath will be a massive benefit to you if you can buy it day one, right? You're going to increase all your XP by 25% right from the get go, or maybe half because you're not using it on steel monsters. Jump straight in with one of those. I would still hold off your armor a little bit just until you understand what's going to work for you. But jump in with that. Arguably jump in with the high cost steel sword as well. Although that's a bit of a weird one because you have to be good at critting for it to make a big difference. So you may want to hold off there. Apart from that, honestly, if you're whaling and you want to pay for the convenience, just buy all the bags. Go straight up to 1,000. You'll be micro and managing it way less. And then potentially look at some of those crafting stations, or maybe even baits, although I would hold off that stuff until a bit further in. But I don't think there's any harm going straight in with a decent silver sword. You're still going to have to practice the game. It's going to give you a little bit of an advantage.
If I'm whaling, and let's say I'm buying the big amounts of gold, I'm going to make gameplay as easy as possible for myself. I want to hit those levels, so I'm going straight for the Kemohan armor.
Nice.
It doesn't offer any benefits in combat. It doesn't make me a better player, but every time I make a kill, I'm getting 25% extra. And that, it's not insignificant given how many monsters you will be killing in the duration of this game. You'll be getting to that max level a lot quicker. So that's a big one for me. In terms of swords, I'm going to differ slightly with you on this one. I would buy Kami, most likely, as a steel sword, just because, 50% extra damage on a crit. You're going to have to learn how to play at some point anyways. So this is just going to make you want to hit those crits a bit more. And crit damage is your bread and butter in this game. It does the most damage out of everything. So I'd be popping that. Silver swords. I'd go with Meltith, mostly because it's proc based. So every time you proc, you're going to be doing extra damage. Amazing on fast attacks. It's still the sword I use today. Abath, I might. But to be honest, I probably wouldn't use it all that much. If I'm a whale, then I'll probably buy it anyway. But I'd use it only on easy silver fights, and then that extra bit of XP I'm getting isn't too significant because I'll be looking to fight harder monsters as well, and I'll be looking to win those harder fights. I'll probably be popping consumables. Not sure if I'd buy consumables as a whale, given you can craft them. Maybe a crafting station or two, but I'd definitely max out the bag space. Just because it's the convenience. That's the whole point of being a whale, right? You've got the convenience at your fingertips. You're paying to have that there. So the game is easier. Because you can't buy skill in this game. You can just buy, convenience.
That's a good point, actually. And that's not like, I kind of speak as a whale. This is not trying to justify my position here, but let's remember, like, the people who spend money on this game help the game get more stuff. Like I think there can be a little bit naivety. I think they're around like, you know, these guys are out there doing it for the love of the game. They're doing it so that they can pay their electricity bills and feed their children and stuff like that. So it's no harm. We'll say it once again, to toss a coin to your developer. That's kind of been a rundown of the storefront, what's available, what you should buy, what you shouldn't buy, what's good, what's bad. Thank you very much to the two guys for joining me here as always. If you have enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe, do all those YouTubey things. Let us know in the comments below what you think of the store, what you think of paying for stuff, not paying for stuff. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Wave goodbye, everybody. Guys and girls, thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. If you have the time, feel free to check out the other videos you might see on screen right now. Also, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. Also, subscribe if you want to see more good content like this. That good content may not be that good.